She wakes up to a phone full of light, DMs, comments, hearts in the night. She hasn't brushed her teeth, hasn't made her bed, but 30 men have already told her she's ahead of the game, of the curve, of the rest. She's not special, she's just a test of how much attention the machine can feed. She doesn't need you, she has every seed. Your good morning text is a drop in the ocean. She's got 10 other men with the same devotion. Not because she's cruel, not because she's mean, because the machine has made her a queen of a kingdom that cost her nothing at all. She just posts a photo and the men crawl to her feet, to her DMs, to her comment section. She doesn't need your consistent affection. The validation machine never sleeps, son. It feeds her ego in algorithmic leaps, son. Your attention alone is no longer rare. She gets 100 doses of it in her head. Every day, every hour, every scroll. She's not evil, she's just a scrollable soul. Attention is instant, but loyalty takes time. And you're competing with the dopamine climb. You think your text, your call, your time is gonna make her see that you're the prime candidate for her heart, her life, her bed. But she's already got 10 of you inside her head. Not because you're not enough, because the game has changed the rules, and you're still the same man who thinks his attention is a gift. But in her DMs, the lists are swift. She doesn't hate you, she's just oversaturated. And you're competing with the world that's overfaded. The validation machine, son, don't compete with the scroll. Your attention isn't rare, her loyalty is the goal. Consistency, trust, the long game. These are the currencies that she no longer sees. As valuable, as rare, as worth her while. She's too busy scrolling, too busy in denial that loyalty is harder to find than a like. She's got 100 men on her phone strike, but not one who stayed for a decade of nights. Not one who's held her through the real fights. She thinks options are loyalty, they're not, son. Options are just the absence of a chosen one. She's got a line up of men who want to impress, but not one who knows her in her ugliest dress. At 3 a.m. when she's sick and she's scared, the DMs go quiet, nobody cared. But the likes kept coming, the validation flowed in. She wondered why her heart corroded. Loyalty's a rare commodity now. She's got 1,000 suitors, but doesn't know how to build something real, something that lasts. Because she's trained her brain for the dopamine blasts. Consistency, trust the long haul game. These aren't exciting, they're slow, they're plain. So she picks the rush, the new, the bright, and wonders why she's alone at night. You offer her loyalty, the real kind, the kind that takes time, the kind that's aligned with the future, a home, a shared tomorrow. But she's busy managing the male sorrow of 10 other men who want her attention. She doesn't have the patience for your intention. You're not less than them, you're just slower, and in the world, slower is a loser. It's not flashy, and she's been trained to love the splashy. Rare commodity. Son, don't be surprised when she chooses the rush. Your loyalty is gold, but she's looking for crush. The more attention she gets, the less she feels the need to commit, to make a deal with one man, one heart, one shared fate. She's too busy managing the men at her gate. The urgency to settle, to choose to stay, dissolves with every like, every hate. She can't afford to wait, to browse to see if someone better comes along. There's always a he. She doesn't hear your biological clock ticking, or the years passing, or the options thinning. She's living in the now, in the endless scroll, where the next man is just a swipe from her soul. Your commitment is slow, it's a building a craft, but she's addicted to the dopamine raft that carries her from man to man to man. She doesn't have a plan, she has a fan. Fast attention creates slow commitment, son. She's not in a rush when the race is never run. There's always another man in the mentions, always another source of good intention. So why would she choose you? Why would she lock herself to a future when she's happy to walk through the revolving door of male desire? She's not committed, she's just a tire. You're ready to build, to invest, to stay, but she's still shopping for a better day. She doesn't see the urgency, the clock, the need. She's too busy planting a validation seed, and you're the one who ends up in the cold, waiting for a woman who's never old enough to realize that attention fades, but loyalty builds in the quiet glaze. She's not malicious, she's just not urgent, and you're the one who's bleeding. she's on a different dock. She thinks because men want her, she's high worth, that the DMs and the likes are a kind of birth of a new hierarchy, a new status game. But attention isn't value, it's just a flame that burns bright and fast and then it's gone. She's not a prize because men look upon her photos, her stories, her curated life. She's just a screen in a world of strife. Being desired isn't the same as being loved. She's confused the signal with the shove of commitment, of loyalty, of real regard. She thinks the crowd makes her a shard of something precious, something rare, but crowds disperse and she's left bare without the one man who actually chose to stay when the attention froze. The blurred line. She thinks attention is value, but 1,000 likes won't hold her when she's blue. They won't wake up with her at 3 a.m. They won't build a home or learn to bend. She's confusing being wanted with being kept, and she's going to wake up one day inept at real intimacy, real trust, real bond, because she trained her heart on the beyond. Try to tell her that her value isn't in the notifications that constantly glisten on her phone screen, but she doesn't hear because the attention has become her mirror. She sees herself in the eyes of the crowd, and she's forgotten how to be proud of something she built, not something she's given. She's not a queen, she's just a driven. Attention is not value, value is built. She's learned to receive, but she's forgotten the tale, the blurred line. Walk away from the woman who can't tell the difference between being wanted and being well. You give her your time, your heart, your soul. You think that investing more will make her whole. To your cause, to your mission, to your name. But she's not counting, she's playing a different game. She's not tracking your effort, your sacrifice. She's just noticing if the next man's nicer than you are today, in this moment right now. And you're over-invested and you don't know how. You think if you just try harder, just show more, she'll finally see you as the one to adore. but she's not wired that way anymore, son. The old rules are over, the new ones have begun. She's undercommitted because she can be. There's always another man on a spree. So your overinvestment is just a donation to her ego, not to a shared foundation. Overinvested, undershipped, that's the modern man. He gives his all to a woman with no plan to stay, to build, to lock it down. She's just enjoying the ride through town. You lose your time, your energy, your peace. She loses nothing, just a lease on your attention, your wallet, your care. And when she leaves, you're left standing there. The men who adapt are the ones who see that investing in a woman who's floating free is like pouring water into a sieve. She'll take it all and you'll be naive to think that your effort alone will earn her loyalty. It's not a concern for her, because the market is wide. She's got a buyer for every stride. Adapt or lose, that's the new law. She's not evil, she's just a claw. Overinvested, undershipped, sun at your entity. Don't exceed, she's not a charity. She's a need. Son, I've told you the hard truths now, not to make you angry, to show you how. The game has changed, the rules are new, and the man who doesn't see it will lose his time, his money, his peace, his mind, to women who are just scrolling blind, not because they're cruel, because they can. The system made them a different plan. You can compete with the dopamine drip, you cannot swipe the algorithmic trip. She's on a treadmill of instant delight, and your slow burn loyalty isn't bright enough to catch her eye in the noise. She's looking for sparks, not building poise. So don't overinvest in a woman who's trained to see attention as the only thing gained. The awareness shift, you need to see the gap between what she says and what's on the map. Attention is easy, loyalty is hard. She's not a garden, she's a boulevard that everyone drives through, no one stays. She's not a home, she's a passing phase, until she wakes up and learns the cost of all the years that she lost. So son, protect your heart, your time, your chest. Don't give your loyalty to a loyalty test that she hasn't passed, hasn't even begun. She's still playing in the sun of attention, a validation of ease. She's not ready for the kind of freeze that comes with commitment, with building a home. She's not ready to stop her roam. when she runs a lap. The awareness shifts, son. She gets attention faster than she builds loyalty. That's not a flaw. It's the new economy. And the man who understands it, he doesn't lose. He just walks away and finds someone who's ready to stay. I love you. Now see the gap.